Hi, my name is Peter Sudarso. I play Preston, the Blue Ninja Steel Ranger, and Marvin, the Red Hyperforce Ranger. And I want to see you at the hashtag shows Angel Grove Prom at Power Morphicon.
Are we live right now?
Yeah.
We are live on the Ranger Wrap-Up talking about episode number 2 of Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel. I am Joe, joined by Daniel, and newcomer...
What? Hi, my name is Justin.
Justin, if you don't know Justin, he's on Kamen Rider Corner, which is going to merge in the next coming weeks with Ancient Hangout. Yeah. Are you excited?
I am. It's going to be a fun fusion when we get to this.
Fun fusion! So, just to give everybody a sense of how much you know about the Kamen Rider Sentai Power Rangers universe, what are we talking? How much do you know?
How much do I know? Another Go Ranger for the first Sentai show, and I might, if you actually ask, I might be able to name most of them in order of release.
How much do you know about Power Rangers?
I watched since the beginning. I'm repping, you know.
That's actually really.
Got this.
Are those the shark cycles?
Those are it's the OG cycles that they never used in the show.
Gotcha. I have a way of those. Yeah.
They looked cool, and I realized this is how you want to know how much I know about both Ranger and Sentai? I know that in Drew Ranger, the footage they used, the footage they used Power Rangers from, the reason we never got the cycles in America is because the only time they ever used the cycles was when they were using their civilian modes in Drew Ranger. They never wore them in their suits.
Wait. So why would you ride around like with a Ranger cycle in your regular suits? Like, are people going to look at me like?
To be fair, they're already weirdos because they're weird, displaced like knights and kings from another timeline. So they already look strange.
It's time travel. That's fine.
Yeah, no.
But my thing is the motorcycles that look like, this is a Mastodon cycle. This is a pterodactyl cycle. This is a wait a minute. Wait, hold on. And then you guys are not here when that. Oh my God! Like somebody would just notice that. Right?
I don't think they worry about secret identity. I think they know. Those are the Drew Rangers.
So they're just superheroes no matter what.
They're just superheroes no matter what.
Okay, fine.
I think we're fine. Anyway,
so we're going to be talking about a couple things. Number one, we are going to be giving updates on all things going on in the Power Ranger universe. We are also going to be talking about this episode 2, The Moment of Truth, from Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel. And last but not least, we're going to be taking your questions and comments. And we're going to be giving you an update on Power Morphicon. So all that's going to happen right here. But first, before we get into all that, we have the Super Chat feature. What that does is help support the show. That is that little S button down there for support. If you support the show, that would be great. Also, we have this, we can't get it on the monitor here. We can't see ourselves, but above one of us, above Daniel here, is the boss feature. Right now, Larry Newbill is in the lead.
Boss.
And you stole that from me. Yeah. Larry Newbill's in the lead.
And Rick Ross.
Larry Newbill's in the lead right here. It offers him a free ticket to Power Morphicon. Now, Larry has been such a great contributor to the show. Over last weekend, we met the lovely Christiani, and we got you this, Larry, the autograph Christiani picture, and she has a little message for you, so that's yours, buddy. We're going to put that aside and send that off to you. But yes, that is a Super Chat feature. Jealous. That is what the boss is all about. And if you become the boss in this round, well, Larry already asked somebody to Angel Grove Prom, but
true.
If anybody can knock Larry off of this, then we will help you facilitate a Power Ranger as a date. And there's a few people out there that are going to be into that. But that's going to do that. We also got the TeePublic store. Now, what that is, your Cool Geek shirts. I think there's shirts like that in there. Power Rangers, Kamen Rider. I don't know if Kamen Rider's in there, actually.
Kamen Rider is in there.
Is it in TeePublic? Oh, wow. Yeah. Kamen Rider, there's Saved by the Bell mashup shirts, there's wrestling, there's anything, any geek fandom you can think of, it's in the TeePublic store. That is in, there's some shirts. There's the Saved by the Bell,
right there.
Saved by the Bell.
That is dope.
That is super cool.
I really like that shirt too.
That is a super cool shirt. Yeah.
Jezzer's trying to get us all to go to the Max, so I'm thinking about that. We should rep those there.
Yes.
But get your shirts from TeePublic, but use our TeePublic store because that also helps support the show, and it'd be greatly appreciated. Now, last but not least, we have something for you guys. That is the THS Hashtaggers group. That keeps the conversation going. Now, I personally see a lot of news popping in there and people promoting things, and that's great. But we have something. I think you guys should really start using this group to start organizing your stay at Power Morphicon.
Yeah.
Power Morphicon is roughly 8 months away. Not even. I think it's like 7 months away now. Man, we're really losing time. Should really start using this group. So we have 7 months, and some of you guys don't have hotels. Some of you guys are trying to figure all that out. This would be the best way to do it. Organizing fan meetups. Organizing meetups for my group, the Illuminati, which you guys are all a part of. Or not all you guys. Actually, none of you are part of it. Actually, it's just me and a couple people.
Yeah.
But check that out. Come on down and join that group up. Start talking to each other. Start figuring out what you guys are going to want to do for hotels and meetups and events that are going on and all that fun stuff. Even I think after the Power Morphicon, I think that Sunday after it closes, a bunch of hashtaggers are going to Disneyland.
Yeah.
It's right there. So I think that Rob was trying to organize that, and their Bibbidi Bobbidi News team was just trying to figure that out with the Ranger community. So if that's something you're into, join THS Hashtaggers. It's on Facebook, and that'll help. Now, last but not least, if you can like, share, and subscribe to this video right now, that would be great. Share it out. Share it on all social medias. Let's get the Power Ranger community involved before we talk about this episode.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Justin was live tweeting.
Yes.
We had a lot of fun interaction on the tweets. Daniel kind of just caught up on the show.
Yeah.
And I was telling Justin as we were doing this episode, this might have been the most relevant episode in the last 5 years of Power Rangers. And since Saban era took over, I love this episode.
Was it just the relationship and the lies? Or
No,
what?
it's because this is the most relatable thing. Like
It is.
First of all, Power Rangers touching on relationships in general is kind of like cool, but
Yeah.
secondly, anybody that's been out there that's been in a relationship knows that this happens. This really happens.
It definitely happens.
This situation has happened to me
Nobody's
more
perfect,
than one
man.
occasion.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where you're scrambling to be like, damn it.
The hardest thing to do, because you're like, what do I do? Where do I go? How do I get, like, there's so much to do.
But whoever wrote this, you could totally tell that they were like, yep. And it's true. Like, all right, you have this thing.
Yeah.
You ask your buddies for help, and they're all there to help you. It's like, yeah, all right, we're not gonna.
Yeah, exactly.
So what did you think?
It's funny because like the idea of like actually owning up to a responsibility in a Power Ranger show, even something like as like pretty normal as, hey, you screwed up.
Right, true.
Is already like, oh yeah, this is already far more interesting to watch than say, oh, I didn't do my homework in time. I got
I'm
to
like,
be
wait,
my test.
guys, they're in high school now. They're probably about to graduate.
Yeah.
Can we at least get something more, you know, than, oh, no, I didn't do the homework today.
I got to be in my test.
Darn,
So Strider, I'm not saying Power Rangers hasn't done relationship episodes, but let's be real. They haven't done one that actually talks about a relationship in terms of like
real life.
Yeah.
I've been in this situation, so this is what made it, and it's hilarious. Oh my gosh, man! You have no idea how much I've been in this situations. I remember being in this situation, and like I remember it was me and the person I was dating at the time. It was like our 3-year anniversary, and I think like she was like, oh, I got something for you. I was like, well, why? She's like, what's our anniversary? I was like, oh yeah. And I was like, shit. So I had to stop. She lived in Orange County. I lived here in LA, and I had to stop off at a mall and figure something out. She's like, why are you 2 hours late? And I was like, oh, it's a part of the plan. I had nothing planned. I had to scramble. It was bad, but it all works out.
I mean, that's kind of where Calvin is in his relationship, right? It's like they've been together it seems like they've been together for a while.
2 years. That was her 2-year anniversary.
Yeah, so it's, exactly. 2 years. So at that point, it's like they're just a couple.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, you just get comfortable and you don't make a big deal.
Yeah, it's like, big deal anniversary. I've got to go ahead and make sure I get you something for Valentine's Day, your birthday, Christmas. You know, so that's 3 times out of the year already I have to get you something. Do I have to add on our dating anniversary?
Yeah.
We're moving on towards something bigger hopefully soon. So can we kind of forget about that portion? No. You have to remember it every time.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. and it's just like, oh god, it's so much.
Let's hear. All right, so the only thing that I thought was fiction in this episode, besides the monster, was the only thing that was fiction in this episode was Hayley's reaction. There was no girlfriend that would react that cool with this.
Oh, it's all right. I mean, it's okay. She is very calm, and she says it's all right, it's okay a lot on the show. Have you thought about it? Like, there's been moments before.
She's the perfect girl.
Something else happened, and she was like, it's okay, it's all right. And I'm just like, what? She is the perfect girlfriend. Like, oh my gosh, I need to marry
like
her.
how Calvin, they do write Calvin to be like the screw up in the relationship.
Yeah.
When you're breaking up, you know whose fault it's going to be, and it's not going to be.
It's not going to be Hayley's. It's not going to be.
Hey Larry, you didn't see this, but this is yours, buddy. You're on chat now. We got this for you. Christiani signed it for you. She left you a little message, but that is yours, Larry. All right, so let's talk to you, Justin, about your relationship. How did you relate to this episode? This is what Ranger Wrap-Up's really about.
First episode, and this is how you're gonna throw me in.
Tell me how you've messed up. I want the detail here. I'm taking notes.
Oh gosh, no, because I wasn't the one who messed up.
Oh, you were the Hayley. You were the Hayley. Oh my gosh.
See, men can be right.
High school girlfriend. It was rough.
Wow. You're the Hayley. Oh, are you the Hayley or the Calvin?
Oh man, I've been the Calvin. Remember there was a moment where I forgot. Sometime I had to hit you up and like, okay, where can I go for like a dinner and can I get something set up? And then I think. Did we?
I was the Preston. I was like,
one time I think we ended up going to. I had to go to Stella Bar at the last minute. And you had to ask what's his name.
This idiot. No, there was another time. So there was another time. This moron. It was his. I think it was your anniversary.
Yeah, I think so.
And we literally the whole night. He wanted to do something super romantic. The whole night we spent driving.
Oh my God! Remember?
And then we went driving in my car, and I was like, "Listen." And we drove everywhere, and I was like, "I think you should take her here for like the sunrise or whatever thing." Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a camera. He's like, "I'll just record it right now." It's like, idiot! It's 2 a.m. 2 a.m.
Sunrise, right? Oh my God!
And he was like, God!
I was so frantic looking for something to do.
It was hilarious.
The worst. Oh God!
Oh man, this episode was a lot of fun. It was really good. Now the monster, Savage, one of the worst monsters ever, because it was like the Yellow Rangers. He's on
a line streak. Yeah. I was dying on it.
Like, we can't take these bolts off of our morphers, and it's just like, oh shit. You know, like when you get caught doing something and you have to fess up. I felt so bad for Calvin.
Oh, because it got bigger and bigger, and that's true. When you do tell a lie, sometimes it does happen where it starts to grow and grow and grow. If not, you just have to remember the lie. But it grows and grows, and then it gets to a point where you're like, well, now you're screwed. Yeah. Tell the truth, and everyone's waiting. Everyone's waiting.
I just realized, like, is that why it's a bolt? Because you just got screwed.
Oh, nice!
I hope that was on the
nice.
It wasn't. I came up with that now.
That was
Damn. Because I was wondering, what the hell does a bolt got to do with being honest and truthful?
Please let that become a GIF or GIF, whatever. Really, just make that the thing right now.
That was pretty savage.
Good. I mean, that was good.
I will tell you what. If Madame Odious is really trying to screw over these Rangers, in this episode, she kind of did a good job of like.
She was like,
I'm gonna.
She was like,
I have a brilliant plan. I'm going to turn the relationship upside down.
See, like Spencer, right?
That's old school Power Rangers.
I love that.
Because like old school Power Rangers, like, you know, like Zed or Rita is like going like, oh, they're struggling with this thing. I'll have a monster that'll go along with that struggle. Like I made the joke about Billy getting a bee. And I like the literal idea that Zed's like, a bee monster.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
They're like, find a bee monster.
How can I somehow amplify what's going wrong with your life? That's what I want to do.
Power Ranger villains fight on a psychological
level. They do, but that's the thing. It's like, okay, you're evil. That's how evil you are. True. You want to really go and get at them, and that's the best way to do it.
Yeah. So and that's actually kind of a good point. Like, and I can imagine in the Saban offices, like, listen, because that villain looked pretty menacing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, I'm sure in Japan he had a menacing voice. He was badass, sounded like some great guy. But they're like, we have to make him sound like a dopey moron because this is if we make him sound like a badass, this is gonna be too much. Because he's psychologically gonna ruin these kids.
He's like, well, he's on a lying streak. And if he changed the voice, he's like, he's on a lying streak. Let's make it worse. You're like, whoa. Well, yeah, exactly. I'm going to ruin his life. Yeah, you're like, why did they say I'm voicing this guy?
Calvin has more right to be upset with any of these monsters than anybody else because it's really messing up his relationship. It's poking the holes at him being this great boyfriend. Yes. He's like, God damn it, why can't you just leave me alone? I just wanted to date a girl. I didn't want any of these stupid powers. Yeah, and then you give me yellow.
Exactly. Yeah, right. It's like, this is all I wanted in life, and what did you do? You ruined it. You ruined it.
I honestly, I think Calvin is the most relatable Ranger, though. Mm-hmm. Like, he's a forgetful dude. He's like...
Is he the first male Yellow Ranger in the U.S.?
No. Dustin. I believe Dustin was the first male Yellow Ranger. No, that's not true. One of the Alien Rangers was actually the first.
Right.
Okay.
Titus.
That's right.
But I really, really like this. So... I think this episode is brilliant. No joke. I really do. I think that whoever sat there, I hope Chip Lynn was just like, okay, writers, and this one guy was like, you know what? I got an idea.
So I just broke up with my girlfriend. I'll tell you what happened.
You're like, you can tell. Great. In this episode, for sure, this probably had, in the sense, I had nothing to do with lying or relationships. This is something completely opposite. And this one disgruntled writer was like, I got an idea.
I got some things to say.
Yeah, right. Like, all right, I love this. Let's keep going. I'm just gonna type it all up.
Yeah, his passion really shined through on this one, and you can tell there's little Easter eggs from where all the bad stuff happened. Like like you could tell that there's Easter eggs that this happened to a real writer, and he took her to the Cheesecake Factory. I think they the Cheesecake Factory menu.
The bag when he gives her the calendars, and it was like, all right, here's the calendar, so this way I'll never forget because. Lord knows I look at a calendar, even though I have a phone. But yeah, I'm going to look at this calendar and I'll remember from now on. But he pulls it out of the Cheesecake Factory bag. And I was like, wait a minute. They have Cheesecake Factories in New Zealand? That's the first thing I was thinking of.
Well, they're not in New Zealand. They're at
Summer.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as, when they're shooting and everything, I'm just whoa. They have Cheesecake Factories in New Zealand? Dude, we need to go to New Zealand so we can do a few episodes there.
Hey, Cheesecake Factory just opened up in my hometown of Toronto.
Really?
Just opened up in Toronto.
First Cheesecake Factory in Toronto. They had Grand Lux before they had Cheesecake Factory. That's
ridiculous. Here's a good question. What was your favorite part of this episode?
Give me a sec. You? How about
mine? Honestly, when he did reveal his plan, like, the Yellow Ranger is just telling a whole bunch of lies, and I'm just gonna feed on it, and then after that, I'll be able to use the bolt on all of them. And I was like, actually, that's a real solid plan. No joke. He could have really succeeded because he was just telling lies like crazy.
Well, not only could he have succeeded, I actually think this is. For being what it is, this is one of the better episodes. Mainly because, it is a monster that actually affects the Rangers from not being able to morph. Mm-hmm. And then the second one is that he's really kind of ruining their actual chemistry,
the dynamic as a team,
which I think this is pretty brilliant. Like if Boom Studios was doing this, obviously it'd be to the extreme. But taking a chance on something like this is pretty cool.
Well, if it was in Boom Studios, he wouldn't just feed off of the Rangers. He'd just, I'm just going to go here. Yeah, I'm just going to go there. I'm going to go. And then with all the power that I've held in, I'll just go back, pop in, see the Rangers, and bolt all of their morphers, and now they're just done.
Yeah.
And Mick was just getting frustrated with it. You could tell, he was just like,
that visual of Mick.
Okay, it's not coming off. Like, he was really getting upset. Let's try heat. And I was like, man, he was just upset.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying, that visual of Mick with a buzzsaw next to a plastic toy.
Yeah, right.
That might be one of my favorite visuals in this episode. I also stress, kids, please don't do that.
Oh, please
Your toy will be.
Yeah, not even your toy. Not even just your toy.
You might lose some digits.
You will use some fingers. It's going to happen. Don't
also,
be that kid.
Just keep in mind, Mick has a pickle in his pocket. Always, apparently.
Yeah, right?
Just,
I don't understand that. You can Google it,
actually. Read that however you see fit.
He always has a pickle.
What's the weirdest thing you keep in your pocket?
Nope.
Have ever
my entire life?
Yeah. Was there anything weird charms? Any
I
feel like I kept something in my pocket.
I had a charm. Yeah.
What was it?
Some sort of weird toy car I found.
Really?
Okay.
That I thought was good luck for a while.
Oh.
And then I had a really terrible day and I looked at this card and went, why did I do that to
really?
myself? Yeah. This chucked into
I'm trying to think. I know that there for sure there was I think it was a coin that I thought was lucky for a while, and then I was like, this is stupid. I don't believe in luck. Luck is for losers. So
I had a stone.
A
I had a
stone?
little stone that I thought was lucky.
Really?
It's always about luck. That's what's going
luck.
on. It's
We
a
want
luck
luck.
thing.
It's all about
I thought
luck,
a stone
yeah.
that
You're
was lucky.
showing
And I
lucky.
used to keep it. Right? And I had it for such a long time. I was like, oh man, look at it. It's so great.
I love that gif of Hayley and Calvin. So here's another thing too. Is man, how come nobody's made that meme with Hayley and Calvin looking at Christy? Or
when he was back and he's like, whoa. Yeah.
But I think that Mick is obviously kind of their mentor figure, and he's a little quirky or whatever. Yeah. But he had to be a little pissed at Calvin because who else made that calendar? Mick, I'm gonna owe you one. Please make this calendar for me. He's like, this stupid Calvin. He can't remember. I don't know Photoshop.
He can do all this other things, but he just can't do Photoshop.
He's like, get to work, you little. He's like getting really mad.
Redbot, hurry up, bro.
Maybe that's where Redbot was this whole time. Yeah. He's like, I do not understand Photoshop. I love this episode. I can't express enough how great this episode was.
What's happening in the chat as far as they have to be enjoying it because I saw at the beginning and they were like, "Whoa!"
They're talking about things that they've kept. Like Jared Hodges kept a quarter in his pocket.
Okay, cool.
Ronell Singleton kept a black stone.
See, hey, that was what I had, but it had like a little divot in it, and inside you can see like the it was like purple kind of like inside.
Did you find
made
it?
it cool.
Like,
yeah, I found it. And it was like it had a little divot in it, and the divot had where you could see the minerals inside, I guess. And it was just kind of like purple. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be lucky. And I just put it in my pocket.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. But they end up defeating the monster after Calvin comes clean.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He has to. I mean, most guys, I know myself well enough to know that I wouldn't have let that lie go, but I would have covered it up.
Yep.
So Calvin didn't get that chance.
No.
Poor guy.
Well, then he had the...
But then Hayley has to be mad at all the other guys, too.
Because they were just like,
right.
we'll cover... Because that's another thing. It was like, oh, I have to come clean. I would have been one of the guys like, no, you don't. No, you don't. Because then I'm going to look like,
we'll figure this out.
We'll figure this out. Let's work on this. Because I don't want her to hate me.
Sarah would have been like, oh, you can't believe the boys. Like,
oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true, actually.
Actually, if I was all of them, I would have been like Levi and be like, listen, I'm not in it. I'm working on music.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to get involved. I think because Preston, I felt like, was the one that was like, yeah, we got this kind of figured out. And they brought Brody and Levi, and they're like, okay, let's help him. I think it's hilarious. If you were Calvin, which of the Rangers would you have went to for their help?
I think I
would have went to Sarah.
Really?
Sarah?
Yeah. The reason why
is
because I was like, listen, I'm going to be honest with you, but I need your help. And then I would have been like, can you help me out and see what kind of gift you would have wanted?
Because you're helping for a female perspective scenario.
That's
actually a
and then she could run diversion for the other perspective.
I was actually just gonna say, Preston, can you just make something pop up out of nowhere?
How come they didn't use that?
I was gonna say, Preston,
you get
the flowers out of your stupid hat, Preston.
I'm like, you brought a last episode. You made a cage materialize. So all I need you to do is make a gift materialize. Like, I don't know, Lamborghini. I don't know, something.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there it is, and then I'm good.
See,
that's a good idea.
Sarah's a real world answer. That makes total sense.
True.
Then Preston's the, you got powers answer.
That's the Ranger world answer.
It's like, I think in the first episode you pulled a rabbit out of a hat. Pull something out of the stupid hat, right?
You have something.
I love that. That's just right there. She gives me the high five because doesn't leave her hanging. I love that.
Oh, you know what? Another good one too. But then I don't know if it works for you or against you. Writing a song and having Levi do it would have been a good gift.
Ooh,
because you're friends with a world famous country singer.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, how special is it when I'm friends with you? It's like,
okay, fair.
Right?
But if he wrote the song,
it's like, I hang out with John Mayer every day or something. John Mayer's like,
but what if he wrote the song?
But if Calvin wrote the song and Levi sang it,
or if Calvin even sang it and Levi's just playing it.
Oh, okay, that could work.
He should have just came to me for help. I'd have gotten him out of this by.
No matter what Joe would have let's put all of these gifts.
Real life story. This is no joke. Real life story. I was like New Year's 4 years ago. 4 years ago? It was like 4 years ago. Oh man, I can't believe I did this. You were actually there. Okay. So we used to throw these huge parties at the Standard Hotel. I would always rent out a room and throw a huge party. And in the bottom floor, so when you get a room, you get 8 wristbands to go to the bar in the top area.
Yep.
But there's a huge party on the bottom floor too. So at the time, I was dating one girl, but still talking to my ex-girlfriend. And this, I legit pulled a Zach Morris. So on the bottom floor, my ex-girlfriend was there. The current girl I was dating was upstairs. So I had to keep going back and forth.
Oh my God.
And the real question came when, like, who was I going to be with at New Year's? And that was where it got tricky.
On the countdown.
But I tried to get my girl, because all of her friends were upstairs. I tried to get her just drunk so she didn't remember, like the kissing and anything. And I was just spending time with my ex-girlfriend down on the bottom floor. But it all worked out. No, if they're watching this, I'm so sorry. Andrea Moira, I apologize so deeply that I did that. However, it all worked out.
Everyone's happy.
I'm still friends with one of them. I'm still friends with one of them.
You're both living great lives.
I'm still friends with
not
one
anymore.
Of them.
But
the other one I don't talk to as much. I just saw her at Trader Joe's, and we're not on the best of terms. But hey, it worked. not saying do idiot things like I did, but it does work sometimes. But if that monster was there, I'd have been screwed.
Oh yeah,
done deal.
Yeah, that's right. It would be like, there's a boat.
But, I mean, you know what? The situation eventually did catch up with me. You were there on my epic birthday.
Oh boy,
where it
was
crescendoed. It was the worst night of my life. That was the worst night of my life. It was my birthday.
I'll take care of this, guys. You remember that?
Idiot friend that was like, I'll take care of this.
Oh my God, so stupid. So
worse.
Stupid, guys. So stupid.
And these two, that was bad. You know what? It comes down to it. Caught up with me 6 months later. So it did.
So there you go. Still, the monster was pretty much there. That's what happened.
Okay, so let's get back to this show. We deviated far from this.
Oh my gosh.
They end up fighting. I think the least memorable stuff of this is the actual fight with the monster.
Yeah, honestly, it was like, man. I mean, you already knew they were going to win when it got to a particular point, and you were just like, all right, yeah, we're done. It could have stretched off to be a two-parter. Who knows? But nope.
Checklist of all the usual dialogue. Let's do this together.
What?
We didn't really touch on Victor and Monty, actually, because they have a little thing.
Dude, Monty is the taller one, right?
Monty's the toady.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, Victor is ripped.
Yeah.
What the heck? I had no idea about this. Well, you said it. The dude should be a ranger. I had no idea. Like, he's over there when they spilled the stuff on him and everything. I was like, man, when did this happen? I had no idea about this at all. I love this guy now. I love him even better. It's like more and more and more. I'm like, this guy is dope. Right. We should have his own show, like at least a spinoff. But the whole Shades thing. Oh,
yeah, I didn't get it. I mean, it was fun, and you know what? I almost feel that like the dude that auditioned for Vic, like definitely auditioned to be a ranger. But they're like, dude, you're really funny. I think we're gonna have you do this other thing. And he's like, oh, fine. And he just did it. And he's like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, well,
it's also a ranger curse. If you're a bully in high school, you're gonna get food on you.
Oh yeah, that's very true.
That's just no matter what. Like,
but I don't feel like they're bullies. Like, I don't think they're bullying people around. I think that Victor is very arrogant and he's very full of himself. But I don't ever look at him like he's very welcoming too. He wants people to know who he is. Obviously.
That's true.
Yeah. But even in that first day of school, in the very first episode, he's like, trying to get everybody out there. And like, hey, welcome to the school, and this is who I am.
That's true.
Like, I don't necessarily look at him as a bully.
Okay.
I look at him more so as like, he's an overachiever. He's that dude that raises his hand in class and is always like right. And it's like, dude, shut up, bro. You know what I mean? Like, he's that guy. He's not a bully though.
Very true. Very true.
I do like those characters. I know people are like, oh, they're the worst characters in Power Rangers. I don't.
No, I think actually they're really good. They complement each other great. Yeah. And as far
Monty's
as how
his facial.
Man,
oh no, he's a rubber man.
That's it. Yeah, right. That guy. I'm like,
I got to get those guys on the show, the Vic and Monty episode.
Honestly, they're great. They're great. I love both of them. And
well, it's a thing that like I felt like I was missing in Megaforce was like some sort of like character to like kind of.
Oh yeah, they didn't have. They had Ernie, the guy that.
They're Ernie, who's just a dude who like. Look, see, we made a reference to the first show.
Yeah.
And he owns a yogurt shop. Like, didn't have a character that challenged them at high school.
That's true.
Things were fine in the high school, and that's the thing. Victor and Monty worked in that regard. There was those guys who are like always like, even though we know they're fine, they're not going to be worried about them, but they're there to just kind of put a wrench on like their day.
Hey, all I'm saying is
it just needs it. You know,
it's real life to have somebody that's really going to kind of.
So usually people, I don't know if they like or dislike when I go on my rants. However, I will say this. I've been ranting a lot about Power Rangers, about the things that I hate about it, or don't hate, dislike strongly, and I feel that fans are getting screwed out of. However, there's episodes like this where I'm like, Good on you, Saban.
Yeah.
Good on you.
Yeah.
I'll give you credit where credit's due. When you guys did this episode, I was like, on paper, it sounds terrible. When I saw it, I was like, holy crap, that's my life sometimes.
Yeah, right?
So I felt really relatable. Guys, in the chat, I want you to give me a ranking. How many ninja stars are you giving this episode? Daniel, how many ninja stars are you giving this episode?
Yo, this episode honestly gets 5. I enjoyed it. Even the monster moments where I was like, still, he looked kind of cool. He did look kind of cool, so I'll give it to him.
Flinging 4 stars.
4 stars?
4 stars.
That's still a pretty good ranking. I got to go 5, man.
Nice.
It's so relatable. I mean, there's some things I don't like, but out of the relevance of like, man, I haven't seen a Power Ranger episode that I was able to connect with in a very long time.
Yeah.
This was it. I mean, there were the other episode too from last season that was really good was Preston and his dad's episode.
Oh.
But I really like this one. This one's brilliant. A lot of you guys in there are giving it 5 out of 5
Yeah,
stars.
this was a sleeper episode. I didn't think it was going to be that way.
So
I was like, oh,
maybe Peter Sidarso was right when he said that this season was going to be better.
Oh, better. Yeah, that's true.
I could say for sure this is better than a lot of the episodes I saw from the first half.
From the first half?
Yeah.
Honestly,
so
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's giving it lower than a 4 right
Yeah.
now. So that I mean,
That says
obviously.
something.
Oh, we do got a 3. We got our first 3 in there.
right.
But dude, overall, great episode. Good job, Saban.
Yeah, bravo.
Good job, writers. Good job, Chip Lynn. I don't give you credit sometimes because sometimes you give us trash.
Yeah.
But when you guys do something good, I gotta give you some little credit.
Yep.
All right, so let's move on for a second. Oh, we didn't even talk about Power Ranger news. We just jumped right into the episode. Like, we were so excited about this episode, we just jumped right into it. Let's talk about the news a little bit. Shattered Grid is the new is coming out obviously pretty soon, and we got our first look at the Green Zeo Ranger, who's going to be in the show, the Red Samurai Ranger. And we're going to get introduced to an all-new Ranger. I think an original Ranger made for the Boom Studio
Very
comics.
interesting.
I guess it would be the second after Draken.
Right.
Dracon. What did you guys think of what you saw about? And do we have any assets to show the people out there?
I'm going to bring it up right now.
We're going to look it up right now. What did you think, Justin?
I'm really stoked for Shattered Grid. I've been loving both comics. I think they've been nailing it. It's been what I want out of a Power Ranger comic book after years of getting terrible Power Ranger comic books.
Yeah.
And like Shattered Grid is like this is like their like big, obviously like, okay, we're gonna do
It's their event.
Their event series. And like sometimes I'm sort of get burned out by like when the big two does an event series like DC and Marvel, like I have to buy 80 books, it feels like. It's 2. And I love both books.
Look at that.
The cover art's just been getting me stoked.
Thank
Is that
you.
the new?
That's the new Ranger that apparently they're going to be introduced to, I believe.
I always like capes on a Ranger. I don't know what.
So are you
That's interesting. I was going to ask.
No. I like the designs for both, but showy capes. I like it. Like I say, when I saw like Monty Ranger / Mystic Force, I'm like, they got capes.
So there's 2 characters. I mean, this could be completely original, but what if this is Aqua Red or Big One?
Oh my god!
Big One is what I'm thinking. Big One
character.
Oh,
I just blew Justin's mind.
Oh my god! I never thought of that being a Big One.
Look at that
Awesome.
art, man. Like, honestly, this is the thing. What
And by the way,
said.
They're in the city of Corinth.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's Dr. K down there.
Yeah. And this is the thing, it's like they're going to touch on so much. Also, the art, like you said, is great. And the story, this is one thing that sometimes pisses me off when it comes to event series.
Yeah.
Where it's like with the big 2, it's like, okay, great, the story sounds like a great idea. But sometimes you have to go through different books where the art is going to be like, both of these books, the art is great already.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's going to be good art, great story, and it's going to like have a kind of touch on so many different parts of Power Rangers. So it's like Hyperforce, but like
There's
my god, even
Green
better.
Zeo Ranger.
Look at this. Like the concepts right here. I'm so ready for it.
So we're
I'm
having
ready
to
for
assume
it.
that this is Adam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Assuming, right?
Assuming this is Adam.
Yeah. I mean, that's the other kind of fun thing about Shattered Grid, right? Already, these comic books are in their own sub-continuity.
Yes.
And so what's kind of fun about that is like, all right, now we're going to start exploring the other Ranger concepts, but that doesn't mean they have to follow anything.
No, not at all.
So they can, is that Adam? Maybe. Could be somebody else. Could be somebody new. Could be somebody that we've already seen in the comic. There's that character, Matthew.
Oh man, we haven't seen Matthew in a while, huh?
Who's like in the comic that like he could be a ranger in another reality for all we know. That he could be that other mysterious ranger.
I like that.
I think that mysterious ranger is a female, actually.
Oh, you know what? You're right.
I think I could be completely wrong.
The silhouette does look like a female.
No, could you break down?
So we had evil Tommy to be Lord
Tommy.
Draken. What if that's the Mystic Mother being Big One?
Oh shit.
Now, could you explain me the concept of Big One?
Oh, sorry. What do you know about Big One?
You're gonna tell me.
I'll take it. All right. Big One is in the second Sentai show after Go Ranger. There was a show called Jocker, and that was like the first team. There was a team immediately after Go Ranger, and they are a team of 4. The show was kind of struggling for a bit, so they decided to do like kind of like let's add a 5th Ranger. Because they figured, okay, Go Ranger did well because they had 5. So they added, this is essentially, I guess you call it the first time they did the extra Ranger.
Okay.
But they rounded out to 5. And unlike, say Tommy or Barai, if you want to go that route, this Big One, who's their 5th, is also their commander. So he's also like the one giving them more. He took off, much like Tommy when he became the White Ranger. He became the leader and started giving them like on the field orders. But he also, Big One is a character that has a big old cape and like a staff.
Can you pull up a picture of Big One and put him on there? I always thought the Big One to me would have been Zordon.
That makes total sense to me.
Because he has all the colors.
Yeah, he's a Rainbow Ranger.
Oh,
so he's like a white suit, no face, and like a rainbow,
Larry Newbill with that super chat. Big One.
Whoa.
He knows what Big One is.
That's right.
I always looked at Big One as being Zordon. Actually, when
BIG and then 1 like
O-N-E, yeah.
I also appreciate the card.
Yeah, right.
Because that's their
gimmick.
That's their gimmick, Jocker. They're playing cards.
Oh.
So like red, like spade, like red ace.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty smart.
By the way, I'm really excited because we have, you already know about this, our Power Ranger thing that we're doing here at Hashtag Show. We've already included you now.
Yes.
You already know that.
Yep.
But that's going to be a lot of fun. And Big One is actually, we have a thing with Big One in it too.
Nice.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. But I'm excited, man. The Boom Studios, they're killing it right now. I mean, they have been for a long time. I think with the Shattered Grid, couldn't have come at a better time, mainly because it is the 25th anniversary.
Yep.
Now, if this is Big One, I know this is all speculation on our parts. Big One, Aqua Red, whoever else can have a cape. I guess, really, in this universe. It could be something completely new that they make up for this, but if they do revert back to using some of these Sentai costumes, I think that would be amazing for 2 reasons. Number 1, it makes the legendary battle make more sense in my head for Megaforce. Number 2, it shows me that they're willing to license other Sentai seasons and not necessarily put them on the television show, which I think is kind of cool.
Right.
It's showing that they actually are caring about continuity at this point. The comics do care about continuity.
Oh yeah.
It seems that the TV show sometimes cares less. 100% they care less. Yeah. That's Big One.
Okay, all right.
I dig it.
Composite of all of them.
Love it.
I think that could have been Zordon.
Yeah, absolutely.
But didn't we see, like, on Power Rangers once, Zordon fighting in a suit?
No.
It was like a flashback, and they were like, blah, blah, yada, yada, and then...
No, Zordon was...
we did see him once, technically.
That's what I thought.
In, like, the video for the fans, right? Like, that was for the...
No, I thought it was on an episode, and it was like he was talking about, like...
No, it was like where he got the singing squash.
Was that it? Yeah.
Was that the... Help Ranger fans help us out.
I think so. Like, it was an episode where it's either that, it was a singing squash. He's like, I once battled, and I got the singing squash. But he didn't look like Big One. However, they could retcon that, and that could be big. Maybe he wasn't morphed. He wasn't morphed.
That's true. He wasn't morphed. That's him morphed, maybe.
That's him morphed, maybe.
Rangers!
Right.
He's like, dude, no bullshit. If that character...
that's from the film.
That's not Zordon. That's not... Hashtag not my Zordon. But, imagine if in the show, like, you get this mysterious guy that comes down, or even in the comic, and you hear that booming voice, Rangers, and that's Zordon, I'm like,
come on.
That'd be so sick.
That'd be cool.
I'd love it. All right, so that is the biggest part of Power Ranger news. I know we got these Zeo weapons, the gold staff, the legendary weapon. That is I don't know if it's out or if it's for pre-sale, but we've seen some images of it. Okay. Is it out or for pre-sale? The staff, the golden staff from Zeo. Huh?
No,
it's not out yet. So I guess it's on pre-sale right now. We just got our first look at it. It seems grand. Here's my fear, is that after I mean, the weapons have always been pretty legit.
Yeah.
But after they did the Gold Ranger figure, I'm a little nervous.
Sure.
A little nervous.
You think that's going to be like,
there it is.
Oh, it's going to be bad?
I don't know if it's going to be bad, but I just hope it lives up to what expectations.
What we expect, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that one looks good.
Yeah, but so did the Gold Ranger action
Until
figure
it
when we
actually
saw it in
came
the
out,
box, we
that's
actually
true.
Saw it in stores.
Y'all
it was
didn't
like
want a
mustard-
butterscotch Ranger?
Yeah, right. It was like mustard yellow or something. That's right. I didn't
like it. I didn't like it at all,
agreed.
actually.
Oh, and then
Look
does
at
that. Does that come?
Okay,
The
but
Zeonizer!
Okay,
Nice.
so die-cast metal parts, yes?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. All right.
It's not bad.
I'm all in for the Zeonizer, though. I used to have a Zeonizer.
Yeah.
I've always wanted one.
Yeah?
I didn't get
Are you
it.
going to get one of
Well,
these?
now you
It's
are.
tempting. It's
It is
tempting.
tempting.
How
yes.
does the Bandai Legacy, or these Legacy Power Ranger figures compare to the Bandai Premium figures that they would have in Japan?
Are you talking? It's like in terms of like the SH
Quality,
figure arts?
Well, no. I mean, because I know Japan does the premium figures,
Right.
or not figures, premium toys, or
Like the collectible.
Yeah, collectibles. Like, how do those compare to these? Are they similar?
Similar. I mean, like they both have like a good amount of like metal, which is the nice thing about both.
So they feel like they're real.
They feel good. Like I know, like with like the morphers, right? Like specifically like the original Power Ranger morpher, which I still want to get, and then the Jew Ranger version of that. They're essentially the same toy.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
still metal, etc. They still look good. They still feel good in the hand, and that's the kind of cool thing about doing these upgraded versions. Is like,
Yeah.
like you want the thing in the show. That's the thing in the show.
It's the thing in the show.
I like
the
that.
thing in the show. All right, so I think that's gonna it for Power Ranger news. However, Derek Hervey, you've been a great supporter. This is going to you. This is the Power Rangers Ninja Steel cast. Already, Christiani signed it. If you want us to hold on to it, we get the rest of the cast to sign it. Obviously, Peter's here all the time, so he can sign it for you. But let us know if you just want Christiani. We can send it out whenever you want.
Exactly.
And for all you fans in there that are super chatting currently, we got a few others. We got Jack Guzman that's autographed. We got another Jack Guzman. Let me pull that up. You can pull that last one up. We got two Jack Guzmans and a Brennan Mejia. So if you super chat, these can be coming to you, autographed Power Ranger things. There you go. All right, so the next part of our show, what we usually like to do is we're going to talk about Morphicon.
All right.
Angel Grove prom. Are you have a date yet?
Not yet.
Not yet? Who are you thinking about asking?
I don't know.
You got it.
I gotta figure that out. I know. I gotta figure that out.
Ladies, the guy's single. Just letting you know.
Well, I know
Well,
Robin
single
Chan
for
was...
this. Single for this.
I am.
I don't
Yes.
know.
Huh? What?
What? Huh? What?
Was it with that?
Oh, well, she hasn't sent the video. Robin, you mentioned, but you haven't sent the video yet.
Robin
And yet my
Chan,
video
you
isn't
have
out
to
yet
send
either.
a video to either Facebook or fanquestions at that#show.com. Anybody else that wants to send in videos for Angel Grove prom, please do so. It is going to be on Saturday, the 18th, August 18th, at Power Morphicon. I believe that's the right date, August 18th at Power
And also,
Morphicon.
let me say something, guys, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have to ask someone that's in the community. Maybe you have a friend who you're like, oh, I'd love to invite you to this. You're going to be there too, blah, 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 yada, yada. You can ask them. That is some baller stuff when you're asking somebody on the show and you're like, oh, yeah, oh, you should watch this at this minute. And then they're just like, oh, go on YouTube. And you're like, oh, you're asking me? Come on, man. That's some boss stuff. So make that happen.
Yes, Power Morphicon prom is going to be great. There's a lot of Rangers going. I can confirm that a lot of Rangers are going to be there. Like my date, Ciara Hanna.
There you go.
Guys, send in your videos and do all that fun stuff. Now, Power Morphicon does have a few events that I do want to talk about that I'm not sure if you guys are aware of. Let's see. I'm going to pull this up right now, and we're going to go to the events for the official Power Morphicon right
Ooh,
now.
what's been announced?
So guests have already been announced. We have the whole cast of Power Rangers, Super Ninja Steel. We have Brody, Preston, Calvin, Hayley, Sarah, and Levi. They'll all be there. That is
Derek, you can get all of them signed right there.
William Schufelt, Peter Sodarso, Nico Greetham, Zoe Robbins, Christiani, and Jordy Weber. Also, Lord Dracon, the exclusive action figure. If you get, it depends on which ticket you get, but you are eligible to get that figure. That's going to be only exclusive to Power Morphicon. 2018. That's going to be a Bandai. That's one of the legacy figures. So you can only get it there.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. There is more here. There was like a updated. I don't know where. Oh, events. Here we go. Let's see. Can we click this? No, we can't click it. Somebody stall! Okay, yeah, so
here we go. Okay.
I'm going to read some of the events they have going on. We're working on several great events for 2018. We'll be announcing them as they get finalized. Events in the works include Power Morphicon Welcome Party. All right, so for those of you that don't know, we're actually working on this one too.
Yep.
The official Power Morphicon Welcome Party is going to be a ticketed event. It's put on by Moshi Productions and Steve Cardenas. That's going to be the first night of Power Morphicon. That's that Friday night of Power Morphicon. And then we also have the Power Morphicon Angel Grove Prom hosted by that hashtag show, as well as there's going to be a cosplay contest, which I'm going to enter in on. I'm entering the contest.
You're entering contest.
I have a Ranger suit. You didn't
I did not know that.
I have a Phantom Ranger.
Right on.
I'm the only one that has the Phantom Ranger. On Sunday night, we're proud to present the Bandai, how do you say that? Shokugan Super Mini Pia Power Rangers Megazord Model Contest.
Say that.
Whoa. That's a mouthful.
That is a lot. Jesus.
It's a Megazord model contest.
There we go.
Yes.
Also, Power Ranger Custom Toy Contest.
Nice.
Ooh.
Power Rangers Art Exhibit. And there's a few other things coming up. Now, I know that here ourselves, we are trying to get this a Power Ranger Fan Film Festival going out. So that'll be a lot of fun. So we can host the Golden Billies.
Also
the Golden Billies. All right, so, we obviously know more guests. Dan Southworth has been confirmed now as a guest. Jason Font's going to be there as a guest. There's going to be, almost every Ranger you can think of is going to be a guest.
Yeah.
How do I find, Robin Chan asks, how do I find videos on those links?
What?
Robin, I'm going to say this one more time.
Yeah.
You don't find videos. What you do is you send videos. You have to use an email address. You have to get a phone. Record yourself. Hey, like Daryl does, like pretend like it's here. Oh, hey.
Oh, hey.
It's me talking into a phone, asking a question. You stop that video. You go onto your phone, upload that video to an email, and that's fanquestions@thathashtagshow.com, or you can go to our Facebook page and put it right in there. That's a step-by-step.
If you need help, trust me, ask friends. Somebody will know.
Yes. So that's that. Now, for a lot of the favorite parts of the show, we're going to be taking your comments from last week or a couple weeks ago. Daniel, why don't you start us off?
All right. So, Craig Anderson, shout out to you, says, I love this episode of Ranger Wrap Up. I felt like I was in therapy with Joe and Daniel, letting us get everything off of our chests about what we don't like about Power Rangers and what we would like to do, what we would do to change it. I don't know why the writers are treating the fans like kids with those lame fart jokes. I love the fart jokes. I'm sorry I did. And reusing the same plot, theme song or morph, or morph. Yeah, that's just lazy. Hashtag make PR great again. Hashtag Joe PR writer. I don't know. I love the farts, but I do agree with everything else. I don't know.
Amazing out of quote content. I don't know. I love the farts. Daniel.
Hold on. Let's get it so we can get a clear soundbite because someone's going to use this. I don't know. I love the farts. There you go. See? Someone can take that now. That's all for you. That's it. I'm just saying I do. I thought they were great. But yeah, everything else I agree with. The farts, I think it's just a little bit of debates comedy. That was great. Moving on.
Make Power Rangers great again. Yes, I don't know if you know this or not. I've been going on some tirades about, I don't know if they like it out there because I feel like I'm crapping all over like Saban, and I am because they deserve it. But this, like an episode like this shows me like, hey, you guys still got life in there.
Yeah.
But I for the overall, it's not working for me. Shattered Grid's great though. Blind Entertainment says, great episode, guys. Joe inspired me to make a new video on my channel about everything that needs to be fixed, gotten rid of in the Power Rangers. Hashtag Ranger Revolution. Hashtag make Power Rangers great again. That's become my new hashtag apparently.
It's growing, man. Yeah.
You're next.
All right, so Ryan Earl Wizard Ryder Thomas, I recognize you. You definitely show up on the Kamen Rider Corner episodes. Super Ninja Steel is back in action, and great Ranger wrap-up, guys. I wasn't there. Daniel, Jerome, and Joseph. Okay, it's you guys. And welcome back, Peter Sudarso, on that hashtag show, Ranger Wrap-Up. And this episode was pretty good, and give a 5 out of 5 from me and your friend Ryan Earl Thomas from Arizona.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks, appreciate it.
People like the rants. Well, you know what? I might do one later. I'm not going to be on After Dark, but if you want to see me on After Dark, just request it. Because I only do After Dark certain times now because things are getting a little too controversial. Because the next one I do is I'm gonna go hard into this cosplay community thing because it's quite annoying to me. Right. And I don't want to get into it here. It's not the platform for it. Right. But something I will get into also is the Power Ranger community. If you want to stay tuned for that one, that'll be something else I want to dig in on.
Shake some things up.
You guys are great, but there's a lot of people out there that, and if they're watching, they know who they are.
I could use some tweaking.
There's a lot of people out there that you know what? I'll save it for another time. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, Robin Chan. Robin Chan says, I would like to see how super this season is going to become, and hopefully not as unsuper as Super Megaforce. Ooh. That season has been rushed. No character development, less past Ranger cameos, no past Rangers as mentors, or even principals/teachers, etc. Okay, that's understandable. And to think that season was supposed to be an anniversary season. Was it? It was?
Yeah, it was.
Oh man!
Yeah.
All right, they did everything so wrong. Just because of one super season, now there's so many haters on all the super seasons. Okay, all right, I get that. For all those haters on the super seasons because of one super season, I just got one thing to say: let it go, let it go. Was I supposed to sing it with it? Let it go, let it go. Okay, all right. Thank you. Me. I think you guys really should let it go. It's not healthy for your well-being. Just chill out. Seriously, what have you been hiding all these years, all these times? Okay, well, I understand. The revolution. Wow. Okay, here it is.
Whoa.
The revolution the revolution Joe mentioned or talked about sounds kind of scary and new to me. I've been on these wrap-ups ever since the Dino Supercharged wrap-ups ended, and I'm totally new to these types of changes to what I'm accustomed to. You're totally scaring me, dude.
Sorry, what's this about?
Hey, you know what?
So
Change
wait.
can be scary,
Listen,
but I'm telling you, it's
some
the
of the
only
best
constant
things in
the
life
universe.
sometimes scare you.
Yeah.
But they're great things. And great change should be coming. I'm going to tell you all right now. No, I'm not. I'm realistically. Here's the truth. You guys, like I've said before, deserve better. I'm the voice of the voiceless. I'm going to say what you're thinking, and the reason is I don't care what Saban thinks because I'm not getting paid by them. Nope. And the truth is that if you guys deserve something, you guys should get something. Don't get fed crap and then and expect it to be gold. It's not the way things work. You deserve better. That's what I'm saying. You deserve better. Robin Chan, you don't have to join the revolution. I have plenty of people. My crew is out here, and we're going to do this just fine.
Just sometimes, you know what? Change is scary, but the thing is, when you embrace it properly, you'll grow with it.
Jay Smooth Soul Beats. I've been a fan of Power Rangers since the beginning, and I absolutely hate Ninja Steel. Ooh. And what Power Rangers has become since Saban got the rights back. I can't stand it. I'm not watching Ninja Steel anymore until it changes. Well, here's the deal, man. How are you going to know if it changes if you don't watch it?
It's true.
All right. Cyril Moore. Cyril Moore? Is that correct?
Cyril, I believe.
Cyril Moore.
Is it Cyril? I said Cyril. I didn't know.
I apologize. Awesome episode review, guys. I give this episode a 10 out of 10. Who is your favorite white Ninja Ranger? And what ninja season had your favorite female Ninja Ranger? Guys.
All right. Who's your favorite white Ninja Ranger? Isn't there only one white Ninja
I was going
Ranger?
to say.
Unless we count Kaku. I'm sorry.
See, yeah.
Alien Rangers, which
Alien
is weird because they're not ninja.
No.
What ninja season has your favorite
So that's like
Ranger?
two. You got two choices.
My favorite female Ninja Ranger, I'll start there, is Tori. I think the character is the best developed out of all the Ninja Rangers. Yeah. I love Tori's character, and she felt the most efficient when it came to like being a part of the boys. Like she felt like an equal playing field.
Yeah.
When it comes to best white Ranger, I gotta go Delphine. I gotta go Delphine because she was like the leader. She was the first female Power Ranger leader.
That's true.
Nice.
I can't argue those. I think those are my favorites.
Yeah, well, that's kind of limited as far as for me. It was like, well, Delphine, yes, automatically. There you go. That's it for the white Ninja Ranger.
Yeah.
But as far as what Ninja Ranger, I can still pick someone from Ninja Steel, right?
That's true.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, well, if I have to pick a favorite female Ninja Ranger, I'm digging Sarah.
For any particular reason?
Just actually, I dig her because she's actually kind
the
of
way
funny
she looks. Got it.
Yeah, she's turned on.
All right, so you're up next.
Red Ranger 241 says, awesome job on the wrap-up, guys. My question for you guys is, do you think Sledge will come back and be the villain? If not, one of the villains of the anniversary special. Seeing as they thankfully didn't kill him off, and that he has the Ninja Steel Meteor. Hashtag the Ranger wrap up. Hashtag the revolution has begun. Hashtag bring back the Psycho Rangers. I like that.
Oh, nice.
I like that.
I'm with that.
Bring back the Psycho Rangers.
Rangers.
Yes, but the question still remains, guys. One of the villains of the anniversary. Do you think Sledge will come back and be one of the villains for the anniversary?
See, this is forward thinking and probably too smart. I really hate doing this, but it's a little too smart
for what they're gearing for right now.
No, that's not where I was going. No? What I was saying is that it might be forward thinking and it might be a little too smart from what Saban has been giving us, and I wouldn't give them this much credit because they're probably not going to do it. But how cool would it be if Sledge came back to Ninja Steel because he was a part of the Alliance, which ties into Hyperforce?
Yes.
That'd be good.
But it's not going to happen.
No, it's not.
Because for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Here to see Japan Boy, the Dino Charge villain, not only came back, but the Cage as well. Remember the episode where Koda fought the Cage monster and he saved the kids while trapped in a cage? Yeah, that Cage.
It's a good ep.
Yeah,
it was a
somebody
good episode.
Somebody brought it up, and I was like, oh my gosh, okay, that was smart.
It's a good ep. I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, Shadowbird 081st.
What?
She's in the chat. She's in the chat right now.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Hey.
Oh, hey. Didn't see you there. Anyway, awesome wrap up as always. I give the episode a 3 out of 5 power stars. I feel they got their power stars too early. It was too easy for the Rangers. It would have been better if at least it took the Rangers 2 episodes to get them back. Yeah, because like pacing, right? Like, just why you always got to rush in these?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so regarding to PMC, Joe, go ahead, read my comment that I left on the Retro Ranger wrap-up.
We'll be reading those tomorrow.
All right. That should explain things. Also, I feel like I'm talking through her for you.
Yes.
Also, we should play Jackbox more often on
That was
Twitch.
fun. That was a fun stream.
Nice. I wasn't there for that.
It was super late, super random. I think it was me. We were here until like 2 in the morning playing, 3 in the morning playing some Twitch game. Yeah, she was on there with us.
Okay. Nice. I bought it to play with friends, and they love it. It would be cool if we could play it all together someday. One last thing. What do you think of Captain Marvel's suit? Personally, I love it. They finally made her shoes practical for fighting.
Captain Marvel, the Marvel character.
I feel like the movie. Like, did you see the Brie
movie?
Larson suit?
Yeah. I love the suit. I really like Captain Marvel. I mean, it was the movie. I think is going to be really good. Listen, I saw Black Panther. I'm not going to spoil anything. Go see it. It's to me, it's the best Marvel movie they've ever made.
Can't fucking
It's so
wait.
good. So
wait.
good.
Oh my god.
You're going to see it Monday, right?
Yep.
That's good.
I didn't want to brag. I was just like,
Brag, it's fine.
we'll see you on Monday. All right.
Anyways, keep up the good work, buddies, and see you all next week. Hashtag Joe for president. Can that be your campaign?
That's my thing. That's my new thing.
When you talk to the masses, you gotta everybody calm down for a second. I've got something to say.
No, cheer up. We want them.
Let's cheer up. I thought this was simmer down.
This is a revolution. This is hey, you have a voice. Every single one of you has a voice, and I feel that if you're not gonna let Saban know what's going on, I will, and I'll speak for you. But I feel that every single person out there, listen, we talk about this all the time.
Oh, yeah.
You even have fallen off Power Rangers, but why? Why? You shouldn't have, because it's something that we all grew up with, it's something we all love. And if we're passionate about it, then I think, and if we're spending money on it, then give us what we want.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it really comes down to.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to support something that I think is, I can't use super bad language on this show, but that's for After Darks. I'm not on this After Dark. I'm going to keep saying that, but I'll be on another After Dark when it's the right time to display to really get it all out there.
So share your feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't go super deep into it on this, but I will. I will.
Is this Mikey or Mickey?
Mikey.
Mikey? All right, cool.
Mickey's with a
Mickey
C,
with
right?
a C, right? Yeah. All right. So, Mikey Perez. Great wrap up, guys. As always, it's been a while since I left a comment. I love your rant this week / last week. You got me thinking. When this happened, would you support or buy a Saban streaming service? That's a good question because I have answers, but we'll wait. We'll wait. We can have everything. We can have everything Power Rangers. They can finally show Mystic Knights and other Saban shows. Think about it. We can finally get an original season of Power Rangers. There will be no more excuses about money and budgeting. Sky's the limit if Saban commits himself, or restoring the brand to what it used to be. And so that's a good question. Would you guys actually take advantage of a Saban streaming service?
You phrase that very uniquely. Would we take advantage, or would Saban be taking advantage? I mean, here's the truth of the matter. Is like, and this is a great point. Like, would you support or buy? Yeah, I think it would be cool overall. But with that being said, aren't we already supporting and already buying enough where this is something that should just be a thing? Yeah. I mean, I understand the monetization. I understand the business side of what Saban has to do, and I think it's a great medium to give fans an official subbed or subbed version of the Sentai and Kamen Rider. And I understand that that's going to cost licensing for seasons that they don't have, or even licensing for whatever it may be for Kamen Rider. But at the end of the day, there's a fan base for it. And if you're not going to give it to them, then they're going to go out and find it themselves. So realistically, the fans are already doing that. I think my biggest concern with this whole thing is sometimes I feel that and it happens all the time. Do you think that Saban cared more about us than Disney did?
People ask that question all the time too, and it's kind of hard to really.
Because why is it that Disney's quality was just so much better?
I think at the end of the day, I don't think, here's my personal feeling, I don't think Disney cared that they had Power Rangers.
I agree.
But just because there's Disney, they had the higher quality people to hire.
They care for their name.
They care for their name, and they can hire better quality people to work on those shows.
Okay.
I know that Eddie, who's the showrunner of RPM, was a writer on Kim Possible, a really smart, fun show.
Yeah, that's right.
And you could get those kind of folks involved in a Ranger show.
Okay.
And there are things about the Disney era I'm not a fan of, but they had a better pool to grab higher talent, and they had the money to give it to them.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
that
the truth. I don't think it's very clear that when Saban got Power Rangers back, they didn't have the money for a lot of things, and that's why I don't know if that ever has been confirmed, but I feel like that's why when they did Samurai, that's why it's just simply Shinkenger adapted, translated Shinkenger episodes.
So give me a little bit of a base here, because the thing is, why didn't they have the money? What happened where Saban was like, okay, we have to give up the rights for it, and then after that, what happened that let them have money to get it back?
I'm not sure 100%.
Did they ever lose any money, or was Saban just like, let
me put something into perspective for you guys.
Yeah.
The 25th and 20th anniversary of Power Rangers should have been epic, right?
Oh gosh. Yeah.
So think about this and just think about this if you can. That's Saban. It's a huge billion-dollar company that made a big budget movie that has a huge brand, right?
Yes.
How is it that Scott Zillner, who's running Morphicon, is able to get more Rangers in a building than Saban? Think about that for a second.
Oh yeah.
For a two-day event.
And yet, oh my gosh!
Just really put that into perspective. That Scott Zillner, who was amazing, is able to get Power Rangers,
and he's not sitting here on a $1 billion budget.
He's not doing this.
Not
on
$1
million budget.
Yeah, I don't know if it's 300,000 or 500,000.
If you really just think about that for a second and put that into perspective, that should tell you something. That's like, okay, you're only bringing 10 people back for the 20th anniversary when Scott Zillner's bringing 85% of every Power Ranger that ever existed in one building for 2 days. I mean, that's crazy to me. That he cares that much about the brand. And there are people out there that care that much about the brand where the brand doesn't care that much about the people to do that for them, whereas a fan had to do that.
That's an issue.
That's true.
That's a problem.
I agree.
So then, but still the question I remain, just what happened? I would love to know that story of what happened with Saban, where they were like, all right, we're going to give up the rights. And then what happened made them... I mean, I can get what happened where they were like, oh, we want them back. When they were like, oh, shoot, you can make a success with this. We need to get this back. But what happened which made them say, we're going to give them up?
I'm not 100% sure.
I want to know. Because people assume money.
Well,
but I'm like,
no, that was... What happened is, I think Saban
was
was losing... I don't know if he was losing money. They say he was bankrupt. I don't believe that for a second.
How'd you get bankrupt and then not put out a Rangers thing and then have all the money back?
I think Power Rangers was on its last... According to them, I think that they got offered... by Disney, and Disney bought it. But the reason why Disney bought it was for a test, because they only had a female market. They only had Disney princesses, so they wanted a boys market. So Power Rangers was the first test with a boys market.
Okay.
Right after that, if you noticed, they bought Marvel.
Yeah.
And now, obviously, now they have Marvel, which is exactly what that is.
Right.
But I think that's what happened, and I think that when Power Rangers, they were going to end Power Rangers with RPM, and Saban, and I don't know if Saban offered it or they offered it back. Saban took the franchise back and thought, you know what, it's going to come back and we're going to do this epic thing for it. It fell flat, obviously. Yep. But, I mean, listen, I have nothing against the actors. Obviously, the actors do their jobs. And I love the Megaforce actors. I'm probably closer friends with a lot of those guys. I was just invited to Andrew Gray's Super Bowl party. So, like, the Megaforce actors are great. It's a damn shame that those guys didn't get to display their actual acting ability. Right. It was literally like, hey, I'm going to put a camera on you, say a couple lines. Okay, let's move on. It's like, whoa, I thought that was a rehearsal. You know what I mean? So it's obviously, you can't fault the actors for bad writers.
No.
I shouldn't even say bad writers, bad writing.
Yeah.
Overall, I think that's the biggest complaint I have about some of these seasons. Now, an episode like this, though, today's episode. Okay, it gives me a little faith that it's like, okay, you're moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
Shattered Grid, you're moving in the right direction. Hyperforce, you're moving in the right direction.
Dude, honestly,
if you can keep this pace up and keep giving us as consumers what we want, more Power Ranger content, hell, let's open up. What are you doing with your YouTube channel, Power Rangers? Nothing.
That is something that drives me insane.
Why don't you give us cool things on there? Why don't you do something for us?
Why not give us like short, like small little episodes of something that's like different with tangential characters where you're like, okay, look, this is a side storyline for something else, or dress some Hyperforce characters up.
It's interesting to me. It's interesting to me though that somebody like God, who are they called? The guys that do the superhero fighting thing.
Oh
superhero beatdown.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me that those guys are doing more with the Jason David Frank than Power Rangers. I mean, people have been wanting this Lord Draken miniseries. Why don't you just do it on YouTube? Why don't you just do it on your website?
Yeah.
Which you know, whatever, dude. I could talk about this all day long, but I'm gonna get into this last comment. We got Blackwing 2040. Jonathan Jennings, thank you. So the premiere was mad to me. I didn't expect to see Sledge so soon. And like Daniel said, there's no real struggle for the Rangers for them to get their power stars back. Nope. Everything happened too easily, too quick. Hopefully the season will build. Hopefully it does build. Bat in the sun.
That's it.
That's what I meant to say.
Those guys. Yeah.
What about the Kid Ranger things that they were doing for a bit, where they had like some kids and
that was a self-produced thing.
No, but I'm saying
it's good.
Look at that. That's something, and they're doing. That's American footage, and they're doing everything here. Yeah. I'm like, come on. It's not hard. Give us something on YouTube and do something where it's like just a small little story, and it can just be continued once a week, man. It would be great.
I promise you guys eventually we'll do an After Dark about me really going into the Power Ranger stuff. And I think like Jezer has a lot of things to say, and you do. I'm sure you do too.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I want to do an After Dark really eventually about... because listen, and I'll just talk about it very briefly, and because I want to talk about this in a long form, and I know that we're running out of time here. Yeah. But very briefly, I just want to say that like the community, the Power Ranger fan community, it's something that all of you guys in this group are great with each other, and I know that like we joke around and we can have fun at the expense of each other, even sometimes you guys. But realistically, like the fan community should be a welcoming place where you want people to join this fan community. However, there's certain people in this community that I'm sure you've run into, that I'm sure all of us have run into, that feel that they are above certain other people in this community. It shouldn't be that way. And I feel like there's a fraction and a splinter. And I'll get more into this later on down the line with everything. And this goes from other Power Ranger outlets out there that you guys might watch. This goes for This goes for people that book Rangers at conventions. This goes for just some of the times the general scummy fans that are just kind of super elitist. This goes for a lot of that, and it goes for Saban themselves. Realistically, this culture doesn't need to be toxic. Everybody should be appreciated. Yeah. Every single one of you fans are in it because you love it, and this is the passion coming out of me, and the passion that you guys even watching this show is because we care about this product, and we actually care about. We do care about this product, yep. And if we care about it, give us something that we want to care about. Don't give us dog shit.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, honestly, when I first jumped on the first Ranger show, it was like, all right, I had to kind of catch up and remember and learn a lot of things. But it's a fandom where you really do learn to love it. And it's not just the shows. It happens to be the actors, the people you run into, happens to be the fans you interact with, and it just grows. And you realize that Power Rangers is more than just a show. And that's a fandom kind of thing where you don't really get that feeling with a lot of other fandoms. I'm a Doctor Who fan, and sometimes at moments you don't get that with a lot of Whovians, as far as it being more than just the show and the actors and the producers, but also just the fans. Rangers is very specific and very special in that way, and it's just sometimes seeing people mistreat it, abuse it, and neglect it, it drives me insane.
I mean, here's another thing too, is that there is obviously a calling for wanting to embrace fan fiction of Power Rangers, and I feel like it should be a bigger thing, mainly because Star Wars does such a great job at embracing it, right? Yeah. And I think that, like, if you're looking in the thing right now, this is exactly what fans are clamoring for. Yeah. But not just that. Some of the bigger complaints I have is that the Power Ranger fandom is now starting to kick off. Maybe in the last 4 or 5 years, it's really been at a boom, and now we're getting closer to that. However, the fans that are there, the fans that annoy, not fans, the elitists that annoy me the most are the dudes that are like, oh, well, I was a fan at this point, and no, you're wrong because of this. Hey, dudes, go fuck yourself, man. The fact is, and some of you know who I'm talking about, some of you don't, and I'll go deeper into this. This microphone in the hands of any other man is just a microphone. In my hands, this shit is a bomb. And I am willing to talk about this mainly because it annoys me that certain people feel excluded from things. And listen, even as we've been growing, there's certain people that resent us out there. And I know that when DJ and I first started the Ranger Wrap-Up, and a lot of people don't know this, but we wanted to turn this into like, hey, let's make this a positive show, showing why we love this show, and not talk so much crap about it. Somewhere along the way, that all changed, mainly because I was like, you know what, dude? You can't keep feeding me dog shit and calling it cereal, because it doesn't work that way. So for me personally, it's kind of like, look, if you want my respect, fucking earn it. Like, that's what it comes down to. If you want my money, earn it. If you want my attention, the Boom Studios comics is earning it. Yeah, and I would praise that to the day
leaps, bounds, and waves.
But I'm sure you have some grievances to air. You can say some of them. We can't just. I don't want to dive deep because we'll do a full show on this.
Like, I will say this is like, for a show, when you look at the show's quality history, right, in terms of writing, the show clearly got better in the early years, and all of a sudden, like, I'm just starting to discover, Lightspeed Rescue was a show that I was in high school when that show came out, and that was the time where I think it's time for me to leave. I'm a teenager, I probably should stop watching the show. I'm discovering the show now, and I'm like, what the hell? Lightspeed's pretty good. Yeah. I'm shocked that Lightspeed's pretty good. And then I watch, Time Force, and I'm like, wait, this is pretty good. Wait, they actually got better. And then all of a sudden, when, the current version of the show is coming on, you digressed poorly. Lightspeed, Time Force, even some Wild Force had some really good stuff in there. And, all of a sudden, I watched Samurai, and I love Shinkenger, the show that was it's a translation of. And I hate it. And I'm like, what the? It's the same script.
But yet,
it's the same script, but you made this worse.
We did get a super chat from Larry. Says, Joby dropping pipe bombs for breakfast, LOL. Hashtag pipe bombs. I don't know if we can say the word pipe bombs because then YouTube's going to flag us. And then fuck you, YouTube. Man, this is really broken down quickly.
Don't flag us for that, but flag us for something else. It's amazing.
But overall, I'm saying, there is a quality they started and then stopped because eventually the Disney acquisition thing.
Right.
And then once they got it back, they just felt like just be as Power Rangers, as easily Power Rangers as you can be.
As you can be, yeah.
That's why all of a sudden, it's Samurai, but it's the Mighty Morphin theme song?
Yeah. And you were like, wait a minute, well, so why?
Why?
Oh, not just that. It's Megaforce and it's the Mighty
Morphin theme song?
It's the same thing. I realistically, I do want to dive deeper into this. I'm not going to be on. I don't think I'm going to be on After Dark tonight because everybody knows this. No, I'm not going to do it. I said, here's my new thing. If we do an After Dark, here we go. We got another super chat. Tom Craven, boy. Man, I love Tom Craven. Preach, Joe, preach. Hashtag Craven his Rangers. Hashtag Craven his Sentai. Oh, it's going up too fast. Hashtag Craven his Kamen Rider. I do think we need a very special hashtag episode of fan. Yeah, listen, I promise you guys, an After Dark. It was gonna be tonight, but those plans got poxed. You can blame Jezer for that. I was gonna go on my epic. This was gonna be the Power Ranger After Dark, where I dive deep into it. Oh, by the way, did you guys like the Chris Came and Lee After Dark we did? The uncensored interview. Go check that out. Some people did like it. Boy. But we'll do it. I promise you guys. Thank you so much, Tom. Thank you so much, Larry. You guys are amazing. All the fans that are in here that are interacting with each other, I love this community that we've created together. Yeah. And when you say that, I know Blackwing, you've given me a lot of credit for helping bring this community together. That's not true. You guys get the credit for that because, truth be told, without this camera on and without you guys watching, I'm talking to nobody. But I'd rather be talking to nobody and saying what I feel than just leaving this all in. But I do want you guys to know that you guys have created this community. Yeah. And you guys are doing a great job on your respective shows. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm happy that Justin is coming on and Paula too for the Henshin Hangout stuff because they are going to give you such an insight into that world that myself and Daniel could never give you. And that's the truth. True. That's why I'm really happy to be passing that torch to you guys because it's gonna be amazing. So if you guys are into Sentai or even had an inkling of wanting to get into Sentai but were a little too intimidated, I recommend sticking around for that show, which is going to be on in about an hour.
You're going to learn so much.
Not only are you going to learn so much, but they're coming on at the best time because this Q Rangers has been amazing and it's getting to its finale, and you're going to understand why it's so good with somebody like Justin on this show. And you guys are going to join him for a whole new season of Sentai. So fear not, if you've never gotten into Sentai and you want to, this is the starting point. Right now is the jump on point. Get on it and learn about Sentai. Learn about the history of which we're all watching this show for. Yeah. But guys,
thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah, man, it's the truth. I'm only here to speak truths now.
Truth bombs?
Yeah, truth bombs. That's going to do it for us here at the Ranger Wrap-Up, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoyed that episode of Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel. But guys, the Sentai Kamen Rider Corner, that you guys are doing that too. Yeah. But it's going to be combined. But Henshin Hangout is going to be on in just an hour. So like I said, please join us for that. And they're going to be dropping some Sentai truth on you. So they're going to be wrapping that up. But until then, where can we find you guys on social media?
You can find me as Battlestar Galactica on almost all social media except for Twitter, where it's that hashtag BSG.
Awesome. You can find me on Twitter at Justin Quizon, on Instagram at Justin Quiz, and I have 2 monthly podcasts. One's about remakes. It's called Nothing New. Another one is a Steven Spielberg podcast called Benview on Spielberg. And I also actually co-write and co-created a tokusatsu henshin comic book with my buddy named Victor called Shining Yusha. That's free. It's a free webcomic you can find on Tumblr, Twitter, and Facebook. So Shining Yusha.
Real quick before we go though, I do want to ask you this.
Yeah.
Anna Miles, who's a great supporter of our show, she wants to get into Sentai, but doesn't necessarily know which. Can you give us a ranking on which are the best ones to watch?
Oh, okay.
Starting them off.
So you're new to Sentai. Okay. I will say, if you want to start with newer stuff, the one I just mentioned, Shinkenger, which is the Samurai one, which became Samurai here, is a really good start because if you want something a little bit both like fun but also kind of serious, It's also one of the best stories ever in a Sentai season. It's also one where it's like you watch it from beginning to end, and if you want to watch it again, there's actually another level that you discover about the show. It's also one where it's like easy to get into. It's one of the best first episodes I've ever seen. And you don't need to know a lot about Sentai. You really don't. You just need to just watch that show, and you just get a nice. This is what Sentai could be. And if you're willing to get a little sillier, Tokyuger's great.
I love Tokyuger.
And that's also same writer, Shinkenger, might I add.
Yes.
So that's another one, a great story. Now, if you just want to jump into just the legacy of the franchise, Go Kaiger.
Go Kaiger's great.
Go Kaiger is a great.
But I feel like you should build up to that.
You don't start with Go Kaiger.
Okay.
You do not start with Go Kaiger. But Go Kaiger is like what I would call Sentai bait. Because you get a little bit of everybody, and that's what happened to me when I've always liked Sentai, but when I watch Go Kaiger, all of a sudden I get a little history of each team, and I want to know more about that team. Oh, here's another history about that team. I want to know more about that team. Oh, that team looks cool, and then you start. It's like the first hit. That's when you might, if you get into Go Kaiger, you start loving the other teams you meet on that show. Then the rest of Sentai will come.
So you can join Justin, the Sentai pusher, in just about an hour on the Henshin Hangout. But that's going to do it for us, guys. You can find me at that hashtag Joe on all social media, over at Screen Rant, and sometime in the future. I quit. No, I'm just kidding. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys next time. I think tomorrow we're at the Retro Ranger wrap up, and I promise you guys, let them know in After Dark today that you want to see hashtag After Dark Power, the Power Rangers After Dark episode that we talk about the stuff that I have right here in my heart that I want to tell you guys. That's going to do it for us, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button to stay up to date with everything trending
in geek pop culture.